High school wasn't hell. Hell would have been more tolerable. At least in hell, people admit they're cruel. I was 16 when I learned that being invisible wasn't safe. It just made you easier to target. My name was Ellara, but no one really said it out loud. I was that girl, the one who always sat alone during lunch, who wore the same three outfits in rotation, who had acne and oversized glasses and dreams that didn't quite fit into a small town locker room. I kept my head down, my voice low, and my hopes even lower. But I had a secret. A crush, to be exact. Jace Reynolds. Blonde hair, green eyes, captain of the basketball team, and the kind of smile that made girls forget they had standards. I knew it was stupid. Girls like me didn't end up with guys like him, but I still wrote him a letter. It was simple, honest. I like you. Maybe that's ridiculous, but I just wanted to say it once, out loud, even if you never say anything back. I slipped it into his locker and waited. I should have known better. That afternoon, Jace stood on a lunch table, my note in hand, and read it out loud, word for word. Like a cruel bedtime story, Brielle, his girlfriend and the queen of all things venomous, laughed so hard she cried. Oh my god, Ellara, she gasped between giggles. That's adorable. Sad, but adorable. Everyone laughed. I didn't cry until I got home. And then I cried so hard I couldn't breathe. That night, I looked in the mirror and made myself a promise. They will not be the end of me. One day I'll become someone they can't touch, someone they'll never forget. That day came. Eventually. It wasn't overnight. Glow-ups rarely are. I moved away for college, ditched the glasses, learned how to use makeup, built my confidence like a fortress. I studied graphic design and branding. How people saw things, how they remembered them. Then I launched my own agency. By the time I turned 26, I was running one of the fastest-growing digital branding firms on the East Coast. I had clients with blue check marks, seven-figure deals, and entire aesthetics I built from scratch. I'd become the architect behind other people's spotlight while quietly building my own. And I was beautiful now. Not just outside, but in a way that made people look twice and wonder how they ever missed me. So when the invite for my 10-year reunion slid into my inbox, I stared at it for a long time. Delete it? Maybe. Ignore it? Probably smarter. But something in me whispered, go. Not to prove them wrong, just to remind yourself how right you were to leave. I showed up in a black dress that hugged my hips and red lipstick that dared someone to say something stupid. The gym hadn't changed. But I had.
I saw them all.
Brielle looking like she peaked too early and drank too much wine since Jace, a little softer around the edges, the hair thinning, the eyes still that same green, but duller now. They didn't recognize me at first. Not until I said, hey there, Jace. And just like that, the past came crashing in. Ellara? He blinked. Holy, different. He didn't say it, but it hovered there. Brielle was less graceful. Wow, you cleaned up, huh? Guess I just aged well, I said with a smile. Some of us do. We made awkward small talk. Jace asked what I did now. I run my own branding firm, I said. A few of the biggest influencers you follow, I built their image. You've probably scrolled past my work without even realizing it. Brielle blinked like that broke her brain. And for a moment I thought, is this it? Is this what I waited for? But it wasn't about revenge anymore. It was about peace, closure, owning the room they once chased me out of. I didn't need to humiliate them. I didn't need them to cry or beg or even apologize. I just needed them to see, to know, that the girl they laughed at, the girl they dismissed, forgot, mocked, she didn't just survive. She won. As I left the reunion that night, heels clicking on linoleum, like a war drum, I passed the trophy case, all those photos of Jace, Brielle, their friends frozen in time, the kings and queens of a tiny kingdom that no longer existed.
I didn't belong there.
I never did. And now, they don't belong in my world. Final line. They used to call me forgettable. Now they'll never forget me.